Indiana Fever. So now this Indiana Fever team, last year they were pretty trash, right? But they looked way better last year than they did in years past. Last year was one of the best years they had in a while. Mm-hmm. And they bring in a huge, huge name, and a name that a lot of people are saying is going to change the way that people think about Indiana Fever basketball. And that name is Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is now on the squad for the Indiana Fever. Here's some other names on the squad as well. We have Erica Wheeler, who is the leader of the squad, vet on the squad. She is going to be likely a backup point guard for the Indiana Fever. We also have Grace Berger, who had a fantastic career at Indiana, like when she was in college at Indiana University. She had a pretty decent year last year. She is in her second year, and she's trying to really, really amp the game up and get a lot better. And she looked pretty good in preseason, and I am excited to see possibly her as a point guard and Caitlin Clark as a shooting guard at some instances of the game. We also have Kelsey Mitchell. We have Kristy Wallace, Celeste Taylor. Kelsey Mitchell is one of the best shooting guards in the WNBA. She can shoot the lights out. She is slightly injured right now, and so that's something that the team has to sort of think about. But she should be raring to go pretty soon. But yeah, Celeste Taylor, new player, defensive-minded, rookie. One of the rare rookies who actually made the squad. Maybe sometime in the future we'll talk about the rookies, Mama, because
okay.
A lot of them get cut like normal.
Yeah, I know. But last year I think it hit to the heart. Last year.
Yeah,
last year was really, really bad. I was so outdone. All the new players that came in that got cut was like, how?
But they also got Kristy Wallace, vet, shooting guard, been in the league for a little bit. We have Lou Samuelson, who was new to the squad, new mom. And she's raring to go and letting people know that, hey, Katie Lou can still play some basketball. We got Lexie Hull as well. Another really good player who can come off the bench and make some stuff happen for the Indiana Fever. You have NaLyssa Smith, in my opinion, one of the best young players in the league, and someone who's going to really, really, make some stuff happen for this team this year. Damiris Dantas. Now Damiris Dantas, she was in the league for a little while. Okay. She wasn't in the league last year. She is going to be a late arrival, so that's why if you actually see the bubbles, there's actually 13 bubbles. So there's 13 players on their roster, but you're like, hey, it's supposed to be 12, right? Well, it's because Damiris Dantas has actually been suspended. They suspended her due to prioritization rules. So she has some visa issues. Also, she did have a death in her family, and so that is an exception that the league is making in terms of saying that yes, she can join the squad later on. So definitely prayers up for Damiris Dantas for that, and eventually she will join the squad. Once she does join the squad, likely we will see Victaria Saxton or Temi Fagbenle.
One of them being cut.
I think it's likely going to be Victaria Saxton, but we'll see what happens. Damiris Dantas is phenomenal when she's on the court. She's very, very talented, but she will join the team later on. Also, I can't talk about the Indiana Fever without talking about Miss Aliyah Boston.
I know. She was the one that brought it last year. She was the one that brought the Fever name back up, because every time you thought about Indiana, it's like, oh, just Indiana. But Aliyah Boston changed that last year. She was like, oh, we here. We gonna make a name for ourselves, and she did. She put Indiana back on the map last year.
Yeah,
she did. Because I thought, like, every time I would see them, like, oh, they not doing anything. And Aliyah Boston came in the game. She was like, oh no, we about to play. We about to change this whole thing. I remember that. I was like, I started wanting to watch them out. Before then, I wasn't watching them. But after, Aliyah Boston, I like to see her play too. And I can't even imagine with Caitlin Clark joining them, how different it's going to change the whole team's dynamic and the just the desire for them to reach the top. They got some ways to go, but I could see them being in that top 5 and 6 there for this year too. I could see that right now based on how they played last year and with the addition of Caitlin. Come on, that's offense, and that's what the game is about. It's defense, but offense wins the game. If you don't put no points on the game, you can play defense all day, but if you ain't putting no points, it don't matter. You got to put some points on the board, and that's what Caitlin is going to do. And she's going to make it easier for everybody else because she knows how to pass the ball to get the shots off. So if she can't get it, she's going to get it to another player that can get the shot, and she can feed it down low too. So this is something that Caitlin brings to help Aliyah Boston to make her game easier at the rim. That's what I think.
Yeah. Mama, you like Aliyah Boston? At least Aliyah Boston came to the FIBA and was like, "Oh no, I don't lose. Right. I don't lose, guys. We can't keep losing like this. We can't." She was like, "We got to change this around."
Yeah, she said, "I don't play no losing team."
And then in the off season, she was like, "Okay, let me interview," because she has a position with the Big Ten, and she had an interview with Caitlin Clark.
Yes.
And that was another opportunity for Aliyah to be like, "Okay, I don't want us to be bad. So I need to recruit. I need to get Caitlin Clark on this team. I need to get Caitlin Clark to declare for the WNBA draft because I don't want to lose. I'm not a loser. Caitlin Clark's not a loser.
No, she's
not. We about to come together and make the Indiana Fever some winners. So I mean, I'm just saying.
So they're going to be a fun team to watch.
They are.
They're going to be a fun team to watch.
They are. I'm projecting maybe a 6 seed, a 5 or a 6 seed for Indiana this year. I think they're going to be very good, and it's going to be a fun team to watch. So
yes.
So yeah, get your popcorn ready. You about to see a show. All right. A thing to note, guys. Is that the Indiana Fever actually, they do have a little bit of cap space still left. They have around $24,000 left in cap space, even with those 13 players on the roster. So that's one of the good things about having so many young players. In terms of cap space, you're good. You're good. And so in the event that someone gets hurt and you need to bring someone in for a hardship contract or something like that, you're covered. So that's something that's really, really good. Lots of players did leave the Indiana Fever from last year. We saw Victoria Vivians was actually bought out of her contract for the Fever. We saw Emma Cannon leave in free agency. She's now with the Las Vegas Aces. We saw Mike Caldwell was released. Amanda Zowie B, was with the team last year. They didn't sign her back for this year. So this is a slightly different team than last year, and they are ready. They're ready to go. I think it's going to take a little bit of time for them to really lock down in those passes that Caitlin Clark be passing.
Yeah, because she can do some passes.
Yeah, and it's a little bit of adjustment period, right? It's an adjustment period about her knowing how to pass it, like how Aliyah wants the ball, how NaLyssa Smith wants the ball, versus how they are looking to expect the ball from her.
Right.
Because, Caitlin Clark is a very pass-friendly point guard. We see all the points that she scores, and a lot of people hone in on that and the logo threes and all that stuff. But, guys, she is, in a lot of ways, she plays like a pass-first point guard. It's just that she is a pass-first point guard that has range for days.
Yeah. And that's the scary part.
If she sees an opening, you might get hit in the face. If you ain't paying attention, you might get hit in the face.
I think they're going to be prepared for her because they watched her play. So I think most of them are going to be ready, looking for her to pass when she doesn't have a shot.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty fun. It's going to be pretty fun. David says you and Mom are really good together. I mean, I've known her all my life. So I mean, It's understandable that we're good together. Let's see. Let's see what else y'all have to say. High Vibration says, nope, Gamecocks not used to losing at all. Championship mentality. Yeah, they do have a championship mentality. Like that is something that exudes Dawn Staley. Mm-hmm. And all of her players. That's where they
get it from.
That's where they get it from, y'all. That's where they get it from. So I mean, shout out to Dawn Staley. You know,
hey,
she
produces winners.
She does. She does. She does.
Can't argue with that.
There's nothing you can say about it. And you know, don't hate, appreciate. I mean, you know, emulate. try to make some stuff happen. Try to make some stuff happen. JB says, I agree. I am living for this Quita duo. Michaela says the next 2 years for the Fever, y'all better watch out. I agree with y'all. I agree. There are some questions about the games that are happening today. So Lil, the games will actually be on ESPN3/League Pass, ESPN2, and also ESPN. So the first game, starting at 6 with the Liberty, that one's on ESPN3/WNBA League Pass. The other 2 games are on ESPN2 and Disney Plus. Is a back-to-back doubleheader game, and then the final game of the evening is at is going to be on ESPN3 and League Pass. All right. So go to WNBA.com/schedule and it'll just walk you through all of those. All right. Honestly says, what it do, Q and my Dukes? Where you get the my Dukes from? Where you get that from? I don't get it, but it's funny. Let's see. Yeah. CAC, yeah, the Indiana Fever are selling tickets like crazy. You know, and that's because fans are excited that the Indiana Fever are actually going to be pretty good.
Right.
And that's fun. Mm-hmm. The Indiana Fever used to be really good. You know, remember Tamika Catchings?
Yep.
That girl was so good. She put that team on her back and she refused to lose. She won a WNBA championship. She was the end-all, be-all. Nobody else wanted to go to Indiana, really. And she retired. Indiana fell off completely. And now
they're back.
Indiana Fever are back. And the fans are excited for it. The fans are happy about it. And it's about to be a fun time. It's about to be a really, really fun time. So shout out to the Indiana Fever. You know, y'all gonna have some winning basketball. Y'all gonna have some great basketball. Michaela says people be calling other my Dukes nowadays. Don't know where it came from though. Oh, okay, I get it. Okay. All right. Thank you for
clarifying.
I appreciate it. Honestly says my Dukes is a Philly / New York slang for a cool mom. Oh, okay. Cool. Thank y'all for educating me, because I guess I'm out of the loop on that one. That's an East Coast thing. I guess it ain't a Chicago thing. I ain't never heard of it.